Okay, still looking at variation, but now we're looking at an inverse relationship, which is that bad boy right there. And so I always start with just writing my equation, and it tells me find this variation when y is 6 and x is 5. So if I multiply both sides by 5, I get 30 equals k. So I would write this variation as y equals 30 over x. And once again, as we did with the direct, we can use an application that we can solve. So it says the time required to drive a fixed distance varies inversely at the speed r it takes at r, period. Can you tell I'm a math major, not an English major? So in other words, what we're looking at here is we're looking at an r of t, and then this is inversely, so this is going to be k over t. Like I did on the direct one, I tend to do this, so I put t is 7 hours. I put my rate is 20 kilometers per hour. Not a United States question, huh? How long will it take? So time, I don't know, but then the rate 23 kilometers per hour. So like all of these, you're solving for k first. So I just start plugging things in. I plug in that what I know, my rate is 20 when my time is 7 hours. So 20 kilometers per hour times my 7 hour. You can see that I get my k is 140. And so I do the same thing over here, that I know my rate is 23. I just found my k, and it's asking me to solve for time. Now be careful with this, because you're actually bringing this over here, right? I just kind of say I switch them, but you're multiplying both sides by t and then dividing both sides by 23. And then you got to go back to the olden days and figure out how did you turn this into a mixed number. Remember, you're doing this. I don't know where to do it, so I'll do it right here. You're doing 23 divided by 140. So of course I pick my calculator up and I see that goes 6 times. 18, 12, 13, 14. Does it not go 6 times? Because I can't multiply, that's 138. And so of course, you know, remember this? This is like really old school, right? You don't have to keep going out here, because now this is smaller, so I can see my answer then is this whole number, and then my remainder over, and if you remember, the denominator always stays the same, and this is in hours. So I think that's the only reason this one trips students up, is having to go back and remember how to do fractions, which I almost forgot.